Hey, 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 all right, all right, all right. So it is Wacky Wednesday or Why Wednesday, middle of the week. And I can't tell y'all how many times I have had people say, when are you gonna cook again? So, okay, so it's today. And we're gonna do spaghetti squash bolognese with a little twist. And the twist is that I decided to use these hearts of palm instead of the spaghetti squash. So a little bit different, and some of you may have seen the hearts of palm and you've used them, but they're really good. And I mean, I like spaghetti squash and all, and so I still use it, but I really kind of like this and not having to mess with that big old spaghetti squash. And it basically trades out the same on our health program as far as an exchange. So anyway, what we have to do first is we need to cook the bolognese and brown the meat and get the scallions in there and everything. I'm gonna adjust this just a little bit so that you can see the pan. So I'm gonna turn that on because the directions say to put all those ingredients into the pot, bring it to a boil, and then it's gonna cook for 30 minutes. So at that point, you know, I'll sign off. We'll just have to do a part 2 because nobody wants to sit here and watch meat cook, I don't think. And nobody wants to hear me talk for very long. So, and I don't want to talk for 30 minutes with not doing anything. So anyway, we need to add our scallions. It's 2 scallions. I did beef up a little bit on the meat because that's what I do, y'all. Part of the joy of cooking is just making modifications. And when I have a 19-year-old boy who eats us out of house and home, and you know, Mike doesn't as much, but Matthew does. Anyway, so it calls for 1.25 pounds of meat. I went ahead and put in just 2 whole pounds, so I'm gonna kind of ad-lib here a little bit. And that's part of the fun of cooking, right? You just kind of change it around some. Okay, and then it calls for a cup of the diced tomatoes and a cup of water, a tablespoon of paprika. And we have eaten this before, it's really good. And then also a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna put that in there. And I'm so used to browning the meat first, and so this does seem a little bit different, a little bit odd, because normally I would brown the meat with the scallions or onions or, you know, what other kind of seasoning before I would add all this, but that's not what the directions said to do. So I'm just gonna hang with that. And what a beautiful day today. A little bit warm, but it was very cool this morning. Okay, so now that's going, and that's really, it's about to boil already. So it's already heated up quite a bit. So once it gets to a boil, then I'm just going to turn the heat down to simmer, and it's going to simmer for 30 minutes, and then I'll come back on and finish it off. This is really easy. And I will also boil these hearts of palm for about 5 minutes or so, because otherwise they're kind of tough. And you can eat them right out of the bag, but they're a little bit tough, just not as tasty. So talk to you in 30 minutes. Bye. All right, part 2. So anyway, we have the hearts of palm right over here cooking. Let me turn it over here. These are the hearts of palm. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm like cooking spaghetti noodles, then what I'm gonna do is I kind of reach in there and I take them out, you know, while they're still cooking. And I just reach in there and then I see, okay, is that al dente? I mean, it's all personal preference, right? So you want it to taste good for you and your family. Anyway, those are done finally. They took a little bit longer than 5 minutes though. That's why it kind of delayed me getting back on. So I need to drain them in the colander, and then the Bolognese, the sauce is all ready to go. I did add in the basil at the end after it was pretty much cooked. I took the shortcut because the directions, the recipe has a half cup of freshly cut basil, and you know, you can just buy stuff like this in the grocery store. So took a little shortcut there. So I gotta drain this, my little hearts of palm. Okay, and all right, so here are the hearts of palm, all right, just like noodles. Again, if texture is gonna freak you out, you want to cook the hearts of palm, just follow the directions on the back of the bag, the back of the packaging. It's all very clear. If texture doesn't bother you and you don't mind your noodles being a little bit crunchy, then you can just open the bag and rinse off the hearts of palm and use them like that. They don't have to be cooked. It's only if you're a little bit picky about your texture. And the first time I had them, I was like, I don't really like crunchy noodles, or what I'm substituting for. So I cooked mine. But you do whatever you want to do. That's the beauty of cooking. Okay. So let's see here. I don't know if this utensil's gonna work, but let's see. So here's the hearts of palm. See, just like noodles. I did add a little bit of, you know, like a little 1/4 teaspoon of salt to the water to keep them from sticking together. And then we have the sauce, the Bolognese here. And then you get to top it off with about a tablespoon of Parmesan. Or I guess, again, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your kitchen. And there we have a healthy recipe. And so if you're a real volume eater, you can make things so healthy. And really, again, this is not that expensive. It's a little bit more expensive with the hearts of palm than the spaghetti squash. So you just decide which one that you want to use, but so much healthier than the regular pasta. And it is tasty, tasty. So talk to you later, David. I hope you're happy. I finally cooked again. So I need to get back into that rhythm of doing that. And have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Bye.